There's nothing else left in the universe but us. Ain't no shit up there looking down on you. There is no subordinates. It's about like we down here, and we represent the bottom of the hourglass. And you take the hourglass and turn it over, and then the energy of the sand starts to trickle down. You see what I'm saying? After the sand trickles down to the bottom, there is nothing left up in the top part of the glass. All the energy that you have prayed to all these years, all the things you have learned, is now that energy is now fused in us. Very key. Because if the government ever has to get after you, you better tell that motherfucker that you God. Because if you tell him, I believe in God, he gonna say, lock that bastard up. Because the prison is full. 98% of all the niggas say that God gonna take care of him. And that's when they end up in prison. Is it not written in your law that ye are gods, John chapter 10, verse 34, 36, and the scriptures cannot be broken? Right. So the government already know. You be like, oh, all I gonna take care of me, they're gonna like, this idiot don't know. Because we've been in the mystery system, we figured this shit out yet. God is who rule this motherfucker. It's like, there's a battle of supremacy, and they understand about the cosmos and the energies and where it is. Now let me give you an example. There's a little passage in a book, Kabbalah, by Cashapp. Got a lot of books. He said, that's when you know a nigga knows some shit. So saying, motherfucker come before you and be running that damn mountain, you be like, back that shit up, and he can't give you no text. It's time out for that shit, because it's not about that nigga up there in the seat looking good. It's about you learning, because this shit is about you. So in Gershom Schroeder's book, a book called The Kabbalah. Some of the book lists I put on the paper. In there it said that both God and man exists with this potential. But what is potential in God unfolds and manifests in man. God is just this energy or potential, and we know the principles that we have been taught based on religion, but in the scientific aspect, because the religion and science was not separated in ancient world. We are the perfecting agents of God. That's what it says. It's the perfecting. So in so many words, that's what we are. We're the ones that bring this shit about. Not nothing up in the West. All that down there is the rays of initiations that emanate inside of you to get you to a certain level. You the one don't do it. You see what I'm saying? They say what exists seemingly in God unfolds and manifests in man. Then they go on down, they say, but it's by a Neoplatonic energy. Neoplatonism comes from the word Platonism, Neoplatonism, all so all that is nothing but talking about Hermeticism, and in Hemmitt it's called alchemy. The wisdom of Tahuti is the mistress of alchemy. Neoplatonic formula, alchemical formula, means melanin. Alchemy is the study of melanin. Precious stones. But spiritual alchemy is talking about everything that's in that universe exists inside of us. And what exists inside of us exists inside of melanin, inside of the body. Because it doesn't matter how light you are. We're talking about the melanin in the central nervous system. You see what I'm saying? And that's the Neoplatonic formula. It exists in us. This chaos in the body. We're going to get into all that in a few minutes. I'm going ahead of myself. But it's inside of us. So in so many words, this is how we get this thing. You say you wanted the power. Is we still are looking at this thing as us being subordinate. And we calling on energies that is outside of us. Now these energies exist. They exist in another dimension. But the conduit or the gateway in which they manifest is inside of the central nervous system and inside of the energy of our bodies. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But we are one with them. So you're saying, well, how can I be one with God or above God or whatever? Look, or with God. If you take this water and dip it in the ocean, and the ocean represents God, you heard me talk about this a lot of times. Is not the content in this bottle the same as the content in the ocean? It's the same. Well, the energy that we talking about, we permeating when you're talking about this Kundalini energy and the chakra systems, there's 160 of them. We got 7 major ones. That particular energy, you see what I'm saying, is all it is that exists inside of us, and that which makes us gods, or the deity. You see what I'm saying? So, at this particular point, you say you want the real deal at this particular point. The way this stuff works is based on your mindset of finding out what you are. Are you humans, or are you gods having a human experience? We are gods having a human experience, or nightmare. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.